Hello students, today we are going to discuss the 10th topic from our EVS textbook. The name of the lesson is Adaptations, How Animals Survive. So students, we all know that there are various animals in our surrounding. Some animals live in and around our house. Some of the animals they live in forests. Some animals they live in the deserts. While there are some animals which live in water. So on the basis of where these animals live, some groups are made of these animals. So let us start with the discussion of the lesson. So the first thing which we are going to discuss today is habitat. What is a habitat? Habitat is a place where the animals live and grow, or we can say it is a place where these animals they have adapted themselves. They like to live there and they have got adjusted to live there. So the definition for habitat is the natural place where an animal lives and grows is called its habitat. So the natural place where an animal lives and grows is called its habitat, is called the habitat of that animal, and the habitat of each animal is not the same. So in this topic, first we are going to learn about the animals, group of animals on the basis of places, on the basis of their habitat. So the first group is terrestrial animals. Yes, terrestrial animals are the animals that live and grow on the land. For example, elephants, tigers, lions, dogs, cats, cows, giraffe, zebras. All these animals they live and grow on the land itself, and there are many other animals also. So these animals are called as terrestrial animals. The next group is aquatic animals. So students, the animals that live in water are called as aquatic animals. You are very familiar to the animals that live in water. Yes, can you guess who can they be? Yes, they are fishes, whales, dolphins, we have octopus, starfish you can say, then we have seahorse, yes, turtles. All these are the animals which live in water. Also they grow in water, and so they are called as aquatic animals. Aquatic means related to water. So these animals are called as aquatic animals. The next group is amphibians. Amphibians are the animals which live in water as well as on land. So they have adapted. They have made their body adjustable to live in the water as well as they can live on the land. So which are these animals? The animals like frogs, toads. Toads are also the animals which look like frogs, but there are some differences seen in their outer structure. The next is salamander. Salamander, it is lizard like animal. The next is tortoise, crocodiles and many other animals. These animals they can live in water and on the land as well. So they are called as amphibians. The next is arboreal animals. Arboreal animals are the animals which live on trees. They spend a lot of time on the trees, like monkeys, gibbons, then we have tree lizards, chimpanzees. All these animals they live on the trees and they spend a lot of time on the trees itself. So they live on the trees in the sense they have their homes on the trees. They don't prepare a special house for them, so they live and take rest on the trees itself. And they come on the land for food and for other purposes, but most time of their life is spent on the trees, and so they are called as arboreal animals. The next are the aerial animals. Aerial animals means the animals which live in the air or who spend a lot of time in the air. Who are the animals? the animals, that is birds, bats and some of the insects which fly. What do they do? Or we can say a large time of their life is spent in flying in the sky. They come on the land just to pick up the grains, just for taking food. Rest of the time they keep flying in the sky. So they are called as aerial animals. Now let us move on to the next point of this lesson, that is adaptations. What is adaptations? Adaptation means getting adjusted to the surrounding in which these animals live. So the definition for adaptation is the process of developing special features in the body to adjust in the surrounding is called adaptation. So students, the animals, they develop some special features or special qualities in themselves, in their bodies, so that they get adjustable to the surrounding, to the atmosphere in which they are living. And all this process, the process in which these animals are developing these special features and they are getting adjusted to the environment or the surrounding, is called as adaptation. So now let us see how the animals, all the animals, that is terrestrial animals, aquatic animals, then we have arboreal animals, aerial animals, how are these animals creating the special features, or how can they get adjusted to the surrounding in which they live. So we will begin with the terrestrial animals. So terrestrial animals are the animals which live on the land. Also the animals that live in mountains and in polar regions, they are also called as the terrestrial animals. So the terrestrial animals like lions, tigers, they walk and run on the land, and so they have strong legs so that they can easily walk and run on the ground, on the land. So also they have lungs to breathe. Okay, for the breathing process that takes place, they have lungs. Lungs are the organs which do the work of breathing for these land animals. Also the sense organs of these animals are very well developed, because the animals like lions, tigers, they have to catch other animals for their food, and that is why their sense organs need to be well developed so that they can easily get to know about any animal moving around them, or they can easily get to know about their prey. Okay, the next land animals we are going to talk about are the snakes. So the snakes, they do not have legs, but they have scales on their body with the help of which they crawl, they move on the land. Now I will be showing you a short clip in which I will be telling you about the other terrestrial animals and how they have got adjusted, how they have got adapted to their surrounding. So students, here you can see some other terrestrial animals like camel, and this is a desert rat. So these animals are found in the deserts and they have adapted themselves. They have adjusted themselves to the desert climate. The climate in desert is very hot and dry. So these animals have adjusted themselves to that environment. Also they have thick skin which helps them in preventing the water loss. Also their legs, they are padded, broad and flat, so that they can easily move in the sand. Okay, so also the eyelashes of the camel, they protect their eyes from the sandstorm. So the eyelashes, they are long, and that is why when the wind blows and the sand moves, the eyelashes, they protect their eyes from the sandstorm. Also you can see here, these are the mountain animals. Like yak lives in the mountains, and a polar bear, it lives in the icy regions. Okay, or we can say polar regions where we have snowfall. So the yak and the polar bear, these animals have also adjusted themselves to their surroundings. Mountain and polar regions, they are very cold, and you can see here these animals, they are having thick fur on their body so that the cold climate in the mountains and the polar regions does not affect their body. Also the other mountain animals like mountain goats, they also have thick fur on them. Okay, and the animals like polar bears and penguins are also found in the polar regions. These animals, they have thick fur on their bodies which keeps their body warm. The polar bears, then penguins, seals, these animals live in the polar regions, and all these three animals and other animals which live in the polar regions, they have thick layer of underskin fat which is called as blubber to keep them warm. So a thick layer of underskin fat called as blubber is found in these animals, and this blubber keeps these animals warm. Also in winters they use the underskin fat as the food also. Now let us see the adaptations in aquatic animals. Aquatic animals means the animals that live in water. So these animals, that is fish, they have a special shape for their body which is called as streamlined body, and this streamlined body helps the fishes to swim in water. So also the fish, they have fins which help them in swimming. The turtles, they have flippers. The turtles, their legs, they are converted into shapes like paddles, and these paddles like shape of their legs are called as flippers. Also the ducks and the swans, they have webbed foot which helps them in swimming, and the fish and the crab, they can breathe through their gills, while the dolphins and the whales, they have lungs with the help of which they breathe in water. Now let us see the adaptations in amphibians. Amphibians are the animals that live in water as well as on land, like frogs, then salamanders. So what are the adaptations, or how is their body adapted to living in water as well as on land? So the special features which these amphibians have are moist skin to breathe in water. So when these animals are in water, they breathe with the help of their skin. Their skin is very moist, and so it helps them to breathe in water. When they are on the land, their lungs helps them to breathe. Also they are having webbed feet to swim. So the feet of the frogs and salamanders are webbed, and it makes it easier for these animals to swim in the water. And when they are on the land, they make use of their strong back legs to hop and move on the land. So students, these were the features of the amphibians which help them to live in water as well as on the land. Next we are going to see adaptations in arboreal animals. Arboreal animals are the animals that live on the tree and spend most of their time on the trees. So students, the special features that these arboreal animals have in their bodies are they have strong arms and legs. Their arms and legs are very strong, which help them to climb up the tree and get down from the tree. Also they are having sharp claws. So the nails, we can say, claws of these animals are very much sharp, so that they can hold the branches of the trees tightly. Also they have broad hip girdles which give support to them when they are climbing on the trees. The hip bone of all these animals are very strong. The joints of the hip bones are very much strong, which give support to them when they are climbing on a high tree or whenever they are getting down from the high tree. In short, we can say that the bones of these animals are very much strong, which help them to climb up and get down from the tree. The next adaptations are adaptations in aerial animals. Aerial animals means the animals which can fly, which spend a lot of time in the air. They fly for a longer period of their life. So the adaptations or the special features that these animals have are wings to fly. So all the birds you can see, they have wings to fly. and these wings help them to fly high up in the sky. Also the bones are hollow. Hollow means they are not full of muscles, or we can say that the bones are very lightweight. They are hollow inside. Okay. And next is boat shaped body. So the shape of a bird's body is like a boat, or we can say it is a streamlined body which helps the bird to cut through the air and fly into the sky. So in short we can say that the body of a bird is very light weighted. It is having wings. Its bones are hollow, and its shape, the shape of the body of a boat is like a boat, and so it makes easier for the aerial animals or the birds to fly high in the sky.